So, is it better to stay in busy Kampala or peaceful Entebbe? Of course, the answer might surprise you. So, if you are visiting Uganda, you will probably hear about two places, Kampala and Uganda. Of course, one is big and busy, the other is calm and close to nature. But which one is actually better? Of course, let's find out. And we're going to begin with Kampala. Kampala is the capital city of Uganda. Of course, it is the biggest city in the country with almost 1.8 million people. So think of Kampala like a giant playground full of cars, shops, music, and people. There are restaurants, markets, banks, and nightlife everywhere. So if what you want is action and excitement, Kampala is the place to be. So Kampala is also where business happens. People come here from all over Uganda to work and trade. So it feels busy almost all the time. But Kampala can also feel crowded. There's traffic, there's noise, and sometimes it feels a little overwhelming. So let's talk about Entebbe. Of course, Entebbe is much smaller. Of course, only about 80,000 people live here in Entebbe. Entebbe sits right next to beautiful Lake Victoria, of course. So if Kampala feels like a loud party, Entebbe feels like a quiet vacation. So Entebbe is also where Uganda's main airport is located, of course, Entebbe International Airport. That means most travelers land in Entebbe first, and many people stay there because it is calm and relaxing. You will see trees, beaches, and peaceful streets. Of course, it is perfect if you want to rest. And guess what? Kampala and Entebbe are actually close to each other. I think about 35 to 40 kilometers apart. So there's even a fast route called the Entebbe Kampala Expressway that connects them. So you can sleep in Entebbe and visit Kampala in the same day. So which city is better? Of course, it depends on you. If what you like is busy streets, nightlife, shopping, and of course, big city life, then Kampala is better. But if what you like is quiet places, nature, fresh air, and then of course, relaxing views, then Entebbe is better. So think of it like this. Kampala is energy, while Entebbe is peace. Most travelers actually visit both. So Kampala versus Entebbe is not really a battle. Of course, they are like two different moods. One is loud and exciting, while the other is calm and relaxing. And of course, together they show you two sides of Uganda. So, which one would you choose? Is it the busy Kampala or the peaceful Entebbe? Of course, let me know in the comment down below. And don't forget to like and follow us for more travel videos across the world. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, see you in the next video. Bye bye.